Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. It's a first. It's a first. These guys, the combination here, the ensemble here hasn't been here together for it's the first time. First time. Just to think, my brother, the co-host, Cannon Fodder TV, 3.5 years. Ah, dear. I'm a little bit scared because the cheeky chap has got a lot of things to say.
You shouldn't. You shouldn't be scared. It's just reality hurts.
Okay, I'm Lando. I'm shivering. All right, guys, we're getting to the formal introductions on the other side of this music intro. Yes, welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. It's the easy talk. They come back so quick. It's just like the other day I did the other one with Gary and Isaac, but yeah, 7 days it goes so quick. It's a sign of age when the days go very very quick. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you can receive all the latest news right here, right now on Cannon Fodder TV. Okay, let me limber up for this one. Right. Jonathan, how are you, my friend? How are you?
Hey Alex, how are you? Fine, really fine. No, really no, but the season was not so happy. But now I finished my frustration. Now I'm in the same mood of every season, waiting for a big signing. Hey, Grealish, come to Arsenal, and that all stuff that you know as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, the toxic girlfriend. The toxic girlfriend.
The
Alfie!
toxic girlfriend.
Um, I'm done with it. No, I was just talking to one of my friends the other day, and I said I'm not gonna check anything. I'm not gonna check, possible signings. I'm not gonna go into papers, gossip about possible transfers. The reality is like we are not as attractive as we used to be. So yeah, we have to wait and see what can we get, and yeah, expect a new season and start, yeah, with the right attitude and the right foot. It's sad to say, but I'm looking forward more to the people leaving the club, just so we can have like a compact set of players that can, maybe try to work harder to go back where we should be in the table, and like a transitional season. That's what we need, just to start from scratch.
Okay, okay. That's quite passive for Alfie. I'm just waiting for the storm later on. Ralph, how are you, man? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just starting my half-term holes. So I've got those projects now are going to be given my full attention. So yeah, it's good to actually be able to leave work a bit behind now. I've been doing a lot of things in between work, but now, yeah, looking forward to tonight, of course. And I was just going to give maybe a couple of compliments. I feel that Jonathan looks a bit like a young Fabregas, and
Does
and
Thank
he?
you. That's good. That's great.
Okay.
and Alvin reminds me of a young forward as well. I'm not sure if it's Carlos Vela, maybe in
Alfie,
the
Alfie,
making.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I used to work in London in a bar a long time ago, and people used to tell me that I look like Suarez a lot. I used to
Wow.
get that a lot. I was like, I don't know, maybe a little bit. Anyway, it was funny because we almost got him for 40 millions and
Well,
£1.
Hey, it's true.
ridiculous, 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 absolutely
Yeah.
ridiculous. All right. So, just to kind of kick off this evening's easy talk, Jonathan, Unai Emery won the Europa League
Yeah,
for the first time.
happy for him. Really happy for him because I think he was very disrespect for the fan base. I have, this is very important because when you respect your club, and you love your club, you need to love your club with everything what is in the club. So while while the manager is the manager, you have to get some respect for him. He's the manager, and that's it. And this is also for the anti-Arteta that fans base, because you have to respect them. And now that Emery won something, is not so bad as the people says. Maybe something behind him happened in that moment. I think was very communication and the number 10 that everyone's know and whatever. And so very happy for him, and a little bit of justice in his ways, in his way.
Absolutely, I'm happy for him. And somebody who thought Unai Emery should have left the club the last time, Ralph. Oh.
Mute.
I pretty much, my decision, and it wasn't really based on anyone else's. I'll put my hand up. I take full responsibility. I felt that at that time, being out of the top four and top five, now top five is seen as a kind of a way back into Europe. I felt that we weren't good enough, and I feel that whenever a manager or a leader is paving the way to try and get rid of players or personnel or whatever the distractions are, if you're not effective enough to do that, then one or two things will happen. You either get sacked or you move away. But you have to state your case. And I felt that he may have defended a few players there that may have been worth defending. He came up against the board. He wanted, for example, Zaha to play for Arsenal. And at the time, that was laughed at and not in the way of thinking. Of course, everyone is wiser after the fact. So as a decision at that time, I stand by my decision at that time. Of course, it's great that he's won the Europa. I feel what I'm looking more at now is my reactions to whenever we get information to amongst ourselves and on the wider platform. How genuine is it? And how when you see players, if players are doing what they should be doing, it is the manager's responsibility. When it comes to us, it's our responsibility. I never ever would insult someone who's trying to learn a language, because I know it from Alex's experience and my experience as well. When you have people whose language, English is not their first language, you have to take time. You have to be respectful. So from that, I don't agree with anyone coming and saying those slogan words. But from a managerial point of view, I thought that at that time it wasn't good enough, and he's proved me wrong. So I applaud him. I respect him. I always respected him. I never disrespected him. But he's found redemption, and of course, like I said before, if ands, buts, and maybes, if he was still with us, would we still be in the position that we are in? Possibly not. Will we still have the players that he tried to force out? Maybe, maybe not. There's a lot of things going on within the club, even up to this very point. And I've said at this moment in time as well that Arteta needs to know he's 11. This is a new manager learning on the job. I've had a conversation with a Liverpool fan who he subscribed as well. He says that how, well, Ralph, the most thing that I can see about Arsenal, and he put a comparison with us and Man United, he calls has-beens. And I can't not defend that. We are where we are. And it's all because if you're looking backwards, the decisions that brought us to this point has been not withstanding. It's either the players, it's the managers, it's the owner. And then it comes down to us, how forthright we've been. And in this case, we've been forthright in getting the wrong person out. So for that, I apologize. I don't think it's gonna watch this post or anything, but sometimes you fall on your sword, and sometimes you use the sword and you take down your enemy. And in this case, it is what it is.
Hmm. Alfie, Unai Emery winning the fourth time Europa League. Congratulations to him, surely.
Yeah, definitely. At the end of the day, it was a decision where we have to choose what do you prefer, Man United winning it um Villarreal. And I think if you're a real Arsenal fan, you would go for Villarreal because one, Man United is one of our biggest rivals in history, and two, yeah, you have to respect the manager. He was a part of the Arsenal family in a way. We didn't respect him. That I agree with that completely, and I don't think he was very likable. Like people didn't like him, and I don't understand why. For a long time, um, I didn't like the football that we were playing, but we were getting the results. Not the best ones. We didn't win anything, but we were getting, difficult wins. Just one nils, two nils. It's true he didn't win many games with the top six. We only won Chelsea and Tottenham at home. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, I didn't see the style of play that I would like to see the players. But congratulations, yeah, he had something to prove, and he did. Like it's not about me. Maybe are the players, maybe it's the management. Something has to change. But if you ask me, we don't treat Emery in the same way that we treat Arteta. I don't know why we have this weird love for Arteta and we treat in a very weird way Emery. Because if we are looking at the results, this is the worst season in the last 25 years. And if Emery was in this position, he would have been sacked by now. So we have standards in the club, and we have been just mediocre as fans, as football players, as team, as management, as everything. We kind of it's okay. It's okay to draw. Um, I don't know, at home with West Brompton. Like that became normal now. No team is scared of us. No team respect us in a way that, oh my god, we have to prepare because this is a big game. No, it's just a normal game, and we have to. I don't know. We have to get our pride back, and we cannot settle for less. Like this is the worst season that I've seen Arsenal. It's so disappointed, and this is an argument that I have a lot in the different groups that we have. Because yes, we're supporters, but that doesn't mean that we have to stand it. It's not good enough, and Emery wasn't the problem.
Hmm.
Emery had the same players that Arteta had, and the results were much better with Emery than Arteta.
Hmm.
So yeah, we have to look for solutions. And yes, management, of course, but we cannot complain about management because that's what we have. That's not going to change for the moment. Like yes, hopefully um a Spotify guy will buy the club, but that's not going to change. It's a process. It's going to take a couple of years for say, okay, let's going to compete, let's going to buy the players that we want. No one wants to come to Arsenal when they are not playing European football, and we are eight at the table. The players that are coming in is because of the history of the club, but not because of the current form.
Hmm. Hmm. Jonathan, Alfie's just mentioned the fact that Mikel Arteta gets treated a lot better compared to Unai Emery. And I'm
Yeah.
just thinking the first topic we're supposed to be talking about is the return of the fans back at the stadium. And I get the feeling that Mikel Arteta has been very lucky that the fans have not been in the stadium, because if the fans were in the stadium at the Emirates watching how Arsenal have been playing or how Arsenal have not been playing, he would have been under immense pressure. So do you think that's the fact why he survived so long? Because there have been no fans in the Emirates until Sunday, where they were allowed in 10,000. look like more like 5,000 to me inside the Emirates. But why do you think Arteta gets treated different compared to Unai Emery? Why
Yeah.
do you think that is?
First of all, because the Arsenal AD and he was a player, so basically. But yes, yes, the empty stadiums play against and in favor. Against because it's not the same when you play with people watching. People like Aubameyang, who is a showman, showman. He always has been a showman. Plays better with better moods, and he needs something like the people doing some loud and supporting him. I guess so, because it's what I can see, and it's his style. So I think it played against him, and against a lot of players. I remember the first time that they played with public. Lacazette did a good match. It was months ago. I don't remember when, but Lacazette did a good match. And I remember to say, "Hey, that is what we need. More people cheating and saying, hey, come on." But play in favor of Arteta, because with more people, as you say, the pressure will be bigger. I don't know how the people enter to the stadium in those 10,000 people, and I think maybe those people was very respectable with him. As I say, I think we as a supporters, we are not directors, we are not boards, we are supporters. That is our job, support. I think we as supporters has to respect the values of the club, has to respect this, and has to respect the people working for the club, because they are there trying to do their best. Maybe they cannot, maybe they are not doing, but they are trying to do their best. So if we respect them and we treat them as we are gentlemen, when they don't get the goal, it will be easier to say, hey, I give what I have to give, my
Mm,
support.
mm,
I bought your shirt. I support you in the stadium, in the TV. I don't know, in Twitter, whatever. And you fail. But if all the time you are screaming, you are disrespecting the people in the team, the manager, the players. So don't wait that these people will be, I don't know, like with some I don't know, pena, vergüenza, Halfi. I don't remember how.
Shame.
Shame.
it's true.
I don't think they will shame with this. So I think we need to respect the people with this, and then they have to give the best. If they don't give the best, we comply. So you have to leave. So I think while Arteta is the manager, I will support him, I will respect him, but in case he doesn't win X matches, maybe 10 matches, I don't know, he will get sacked with people in the stadium very, very fast. But the good news is that the second half of the year, of the season, was better than the first half. And in the first half of the season, we have some trouble inside the team, and everybody knows about it. So maybe it could get better. But I'm hoping the toxic girl. You know.
Yeah. But what Jonathan says is interesting, but at the same time you have to understand that that's the same excuse. For example, Arsene Wenger said, like, if we were playing, you know, from December to May, we would be the champions. Well, that's not how it works. You cannot just have a team for half of the season, especially because yes, he's gonna get a lot of pressure, but you cannot be cheering players all the time if they are playing badly. You can say, like, how much criticism Cristiano Ronaldo gets every day. A lot, but he loves that pressure. He loves to prove people wrong. And the only way that you do that is by, scoring. Aubameyang is like, oh, so I need people to score? That is a really poor excuse. Like, we cannot just justify him like that. And he's a professional player. He's paid a lot of money by the club, and he should be, um, you know, showing what he's able to do. Yes, sometimes they have rough patches. It's normal. We should have a backup, but that's when the manager has to say, okay, my main striker is not, on form. I'm gonna put, I don't know, Martinelli. I'm gonna put Balogun. I have another options. But about, I agree with Jonathan in regards of respect. The fan base, respect the players, respect the people that work for the club. But there are many managerial decisions that you don't understand. For example, if you ask me as a supporter, when I see like the farewell that they give to David Luiz, a guy that came for 2 seasons on a loan as a retirement, he took Arsenal as a retirement home. And then you see Mesut Ozil, yes, with his name, not the number 10, that play season after season with Arsenal. Yes, he dropped on form, but he says, I'm a gunner, I'm a gunner, I'm a gunner. I would only play for this team in England. I want the best for this club. And then he goes like in the back door. And that's kind of things that you don't understand about this club. That you go, this guy that he was a supporter, that he really really wanted to play, was not given the chance independent of the reasons. But then David Luiz goes like a hero. He did nothing. And then Arteta signed William. Yes, a gamble. Didn't pay off. Okay. But now he's saying that he wants to go back to Chelsea. Why are we going after those players though? Like, I don't understand it. So you have to be um consequenced, and you have to be um responsible for the decisions that you take. And my question the whole season is, if another manager had the same squad, he would do better, yes or no? Because what is going to happen is, um he will start the season okay, everyone would be pumped up, we want to start from scratch, everyone wants to see the team playing properly. But by October, we won't get the results, and then a new manager will come in with players that he didn't want, etc., etc. And then the same story again, the Arsenal way. We come an interim manager in the middle of October, November, hoping for the next season. So why not do it right away? Just get someone that you like, or give him the backup that you want, but just make it clear. Let's gonna have focus, ambition, and set up goals. Let's see, this is what we want, and that's it.
Before I go to Ralph, Alfie, I kind of get the feel that you're Arteta out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not enough. It's just not good enough.
Oh,
I just have a point. I just have a point. Yes, you can be a fan in the stadium and and be booing, boo, but it's part of the show. It's part of the warmth of the stadium. Or you can cheer because they are doing that. That is completely the normal situation of a fan. That is
Mhm.
different to disrespect. To go to his networks and go against his wife and go against his race and go against his religion. I don't know, a lot of things that people very bad are doing, and that is what is happening. That is what I am
Yeah,
trying to,
but
for
two things
example,
with that.
Emery,
I
remember
don't
the
think I don't think that would. Yeah, but that was more like a, it was not us being, xenophobic or racist, or it was just like a, yeah, like a joke. Some people don't like it, some people think it's funny, some people don't, and that's it. But let's not let's be honest about this. Abuse in football is a normal thing. Now we're trying to normalize it, is blah blah blah, but we know the chance, and we know what happens inside the stadium. And if you as a player cannot deal with that, you shouldn't be a professional football player, because pressure is part of the game, and that's it. Yes, social media and that, everyone has an opinion nowadays online, but in the stadium you're gonna get the same or worse abuse that you get in the stadium.
just completely. My point is in the social media because I'm not going to a stadium. I'm in Colombia, so
Well,
my
close it.
point
That's
is
what
here.
Henry does. Henry said, I'm not going back to social media because people are idiots. That's it. Close it. Play your football, play goals, score goals. That's what we want. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want, like, like, I'm sick of it. I don't want to see Bellerin dancing. I don't want to see Bellerin with his new outfits. Like, that's not important to me. For me, what is important is that he tracks back, and he never does.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Ralph, you, come on. You wanna come in on this, Ralph? I would say one thing before Ralph, but one thing, Alfie, I understand what you're saying about the abuse. No player should have to face abuse. No player should have to face
I
abuse
agree,
and
but
criticism.
that's not the reality, though. Like, we cannot think that 10,000 people are not gonna shout something horrible to one player. Like 50,000, 80,000. I'm not supporting that idea,
Yeah,
and I don't agree with it whatsoever. But we know that it's part of football. Like, Jonathan knows that in Colombia, like, it's the mental game,
yeah,
like,
Yep.
you say, you shout things at the keeper, you shout things at the defenders, obviously from the opposite side. What is my problem? That our own fans are abusing players online, but
mm,
that's not the real fans. You know that if you play for Arsenal, people are gonna be behind you. If you're having a bad spell, okay, that's fine. But I just don't see the alternatives. That's my thing. Like, I don't see Arsenal with an identity. I don't see them when I see the score, like the squad. I don't see, oh, we're winning this game, because we don't know. It's just random. Depends if they turn up or no. And recently, we've been lucky. Like, if we won a game 3-1 at scoring the last two goals in the 92 and 95, that's just not good enough. You don't say, oh, Pepe, wake up. No, he didn't. He just, you know,
Ralph, a lot to
Well,
unravel.
there's quite a lot in both what Jonathan and Alfie says. So if I want to try and like just get it back a bit, when we're trying to do the comparisons between the way that Unai Emery was treated and the way that Arteta is treated, as fans, we treated Unai Emery, or I would say those who disrespected him. I didn't disrespect him. I just didn't. I couldn't see what our pattern of play was. We had a really good, roughly about 20 odd matches where we was winning, and then it just came to the final last 5 matches where we needed something to stay to secure our spot on us to secure our spot in the top four, and that didn't happen. Um, so that was where I think most of the angst and fury had come in, and of course, any kind of criticism is always meted out at the manager. Now, do the comparison when Arteta had gone on to the Arsenal's bad run, he decided to do what most managers would do. You don't blame the players. You take the blame on yourself, and you diffuse the angst and anger, and then later, once you've done your press meetings and everything, you go to a change room, and then you could do the hair dryer bit, which Fergie was quite famous for. And you direct your anger at the player who missed a shot, or the goalkeeper, or whatever the decision that went against your team. You keep it in a locked room. And back in the day, nothing was really leaked out unless somebody, if it was the manager or if it was an agent or maybe a player, decided to leak it and get money. Hence, there was a actually covered that one of our Arsenal players was out. Thomas Partey was out, and someone took a picture of him being out, and then all of a sudden it sold it in the Sun, and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So that kind of confidentiality, I'm sure every player, every company, every club has the rules in place. But when you're on the state, or when you're on the pitch, as Alfie, in a sense, the attitude would have been would agree with Alfie back in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s, and going into the 2000s. The intensity of play, the intensity of anger and chanting. Now, we all know what we think about them down the road. So if you're in a collective group, you go along with it. But if you're by yourself, you may not say it to another Spurs fan. I have to say Spurs fan just for clarification. But you're not going to go in it. It's a mob mentality. It's them coming to us, it's us going to them. And when you're in your own group, you act the way that you do because you're backing up, you're wearing the colors. Where the line tends to blur, and now recently has become even more blocked, is when you're aiming your vent, your anger. What comes to mind is when Raheem Sterling was about to take a corner against, I think it was Man City, no, Chelsea, it was against Chelsea fans,
Mm.
and the Chelsea fans were taunting racist abuse. Now that's where we say that's it's gloves off. That's not acceptable. It may have been acceptable back then, and even back then, there's history where it wasn't acceptable, but we took it. But now we're in this new climate where we don't have to take that. So these are the kind of distractions that tend to come into play. We know where what we stand for and what's acceptable, and then we also know what is not acceptable. When the next part of this, if you allow me, when we've become a club that is intrinsically enjoying the trying to get the benefits of past players, past rivals playing for us to try and get us to an elevated level. So I can say, for example, we, we go for David Luiz and Willian. We know that they're Chelsea players. They're seen as Chelsea legends, and they've come over to us. And I couldn't see the point of that. It messed me up in a mental sense, because as far as I'm concerned, when I see Willian, when I see Luis, I just see them in a Chelsea shirt, or I see them in a Brazilian shirt. That's who they play for their countries. There's nothing there enough for me to think that they're an Arsenal fan. They may be great. They may be great in the changing rooms or anything. But when I look at what's on the pitch, yeah, okay, there's quite a few of us who would say, well, yeah, Lewis had a good game. William's terrible. William's been terrible from the second match after his first match to the last match. And I have to be respectful and aim my criticism in what he has done for us. And to me, he hasn't done anything. But where fans can get it twisted is to say that you are fill the dots, and then that's a personal attack on someone. And if you're going to use race, even back in the day, people would say, "Well, how can you be unhappy with when you're earning 25 or 30,000 or 40,000 pounds a week?" Well, then there's enough players, ex-players, that would say that how it didn't matter about the money, it's the fact of the mental stress that they were under. And in some cases, some had gone into betting, some have gone into other forms of gambling, some had gone into addiction. So now this well-being approach about the way that we treat our players is very important. So in just in summary, the managers, the reason why Arteta is not getting as much stick, or he's getting a lot of stick, but he's been supported because it's a boardroom level. They have to back this guy. Now the power lies with all of us. If we don't like the way it's going, we have to do pretty much the same thing that what we did with Unai Emery. And unfortunately, these are where the innocents come in. When somebody who is as good as wholesome as Unai Emery is trying to tell us it's the players, but he can't say that, that's where he has unfortunately had to take the bullet. Will Arteta do that? I think within the last past matches, he's become a bit more hardened. But for him to become a bit more hardened, he has to become ruthless. And I don't think he is that ruthless.
Mm. Just a quick question. I think in regards to sorry, about Aubameyang needs. He's like a showman, like Jonathan says. He needs to have a crowd there in a sense to make him perform. Should he not be performing with or without a stadium full of fans?
Yeah, of course, and that's what I'm trying to say. That's like we're excusing his performance, and we going back to we have standards. You are the number 9, the forward for Arsenal Football Club. I don't care if you have 50,000 fans or if you have, you know, the doctor and the utility guy. You have to score the goals. Simple as that. And yes, no, I agree with what Ras is saying. There are limits, but we know, like for example, if we shout to a goalkeeper that he's rubbish, it's just mental games. That's what it is. When it's a personal attack, you know, out of the question, especially because racism, like, is unnecessary. Yes, but we have to be real, and we know that when we're gonna play, in the middle of East Europe, you're gonna get abused because we are not in the same level. In what way? That the Premier League is one thing, European competitions are other thing. In Argentina, players get abused every single match for every single thing. I'm not saying it's justifiable. I'm just saying that it's just part of the culture.
Mm.
And for example, strikers like Aguero, yes, he scored a stupid amount of goals because he played in the worst possible stadiums in the world, because he played in pitches that were not perfect, because he played on the street with no shoes, because his passion for football goes beyond the colors of a team or beyond what the fans are going to say about him. So you need to have that mental strength. So it's like, oh, I have no fans, I cannot score goals. That's just childish.
Mm.
And
If I
that's
can,
basically
sorry, if I can step in, I think what you
yeah.
say, Nappy, is pretty much right. Is that when you're a professional, regardless of the conditions, you should be able to perform. But I feel also at the same time, if the manager is not using you to your best ability, then that can have also a knock-on effect as well. One other
Yeah.
thing I'm going to add on to this, in the time between I think 2008, 2009 to present, I'm sure we had more. We seem to have about four Chelsea players, ex-Chelsea players. We had Gallus, Louise, Petr Cech, and Willian. And how many of them have helped us win the Premiership?
None.
None of
and,
them.
and that's the thing, like, I completely
And
agree with that, but but as you were saying, for example, and this is something that we actually did, and Wenger was very good at this. Like, he never like, you know point out on the specific players making a mistake. He was very, very good at it, and we talked about it before. Like, he said, oh no, we have to discuss it. I have to see um the repetition. I have to check later. Always covering his players. And we cover Arteta. He spent 6 months doing his managerial batches, and they asked him, hey, what is Arteta? And he was like, oh no, he's recovering from injury. And that was not true. He was just in another country doing the
Exactly.
managerial career. And even that, even there, we allow him to go on the last minute of the last season for him, so he can be uploaded by the fans. That is class, that is quality, that's something that we used to have. But now we have two managers that have pretty much the same team, and we treat one manager in one way and another one in another way, so it's double standards, and we cannot have that. We treat some players in a better way than others, and that's not good enough. Because of what? You can say, yes, let's say that at the end of the day, it goes to money. That's basically what it is. And for example, the reason, you know, and I think we have learned, for example, like El Neni came out and say, hey, listen, I support the conflict of Palestine, yes?
Mm.
Um, and that is a big statement to make. And in the past, we had kind of a similar situation with Ozil when they said, oh no, we're going to cut him off. But now we said, hey, listen, the player's opinion is the player's opinion. We cannot do anything. We have learned from that mistakes, and that's good enough. But we have to learn from the mistake. Like, if we're going to back up a manager, we back him up all the way. If no, we have to have the same standards. If you didn't get the results, then you have to go.
Mm.
But if I can step in, add one more thing to it. When you can see pretty much the way that Arsene Wenger, when he came into the club was very much about foundations, the values of the club, the way that we treat people respectfully, and he was the epitome of that for the first 10 years. But in his second tenure of 10 years, well, I'd say give or take maybe 2 or 3 years, but the last 8 years of Arsene Wenger's tenureship, it declined. He may have been that manager that was very good at spotting talent and getting players that we didn't know about into the team, and basing them as this now. I'm not going to go on past glories, but the invincible team, from the invincible team down, there's a decline, that happened during his tenureship. He didn't have anyone next to him that say, "Hang on a minute, Arsene, you've reached the peak, as it were. Don't you think now that the best time for you to step back would be to step back now to try and get somebody in? Because the decisions that you're making, the players that's coming in, they don't need the arm around their shoulders anymore. What they need a good kick, or you need to bench them, because obviously they're not performing, or they're performing one or two matches, but when it came to the matches that really matter, they're either injured, or they're red carded, or they're off form." And then his famous statements about, well, the top four is a trophy. That kind of like settled the mentality that, what, the boss says top four is a trophy. We don't have to go to try and be number one. As long as we're there or thereabouts, we're okay. But we've seen now how that has affected not just the players who played during that period of time, but the club and the fan base.
I have to go to Jonathan. Jonathan.
Yeah, definitely. Just 1 second, something before I forget. Like, I agree. I agree with that. I agree 100%. Yes, but couple of years later, I think just last year, we noticed that he was doing that with no money. Like, all of the money that he got, like, to invest in new players, was the money that we were making as revenue. But this owner that we have hasn't invested anything in new players. And that's when we say, man, it was impressive that he was able to keep that standard with no financial backup. When we know that we have teams like Chelsea, City, Man United. Man United just were 480 million in players, and they haven't won anything. So yes, it's a little bit of a mentality thing that drain into the club. But we as club, we should have learned from that. Okay, we don't want that anymore. We need someone that is ruthless, and we haven't found that guy yet.
Yeah, yeah. Jonathan.
I have 3 points. I have 3 points. No, two. The first one, talking about reality, because you say, Alfie, this is reality. I just want to emphasize that the Crow doing or giving something to some players more to one of to other one is a reality. Aubameyang is a showman, and that is a reality. Cristiano Ronaldo is a showman. Even when he's booed, he gets stronger and make more goals. So for him, the Crow is better than for other players. That first point. Second, how many games Arteta has? How many in the first 10? How many? It's a question. It's a question.
It doesn't matter. Like, we are 8. What? How are you going to?
No. In the next season, is the reality. Arteta is the manager. That's it.
No,
How
yeah,
many
true.
games?
He's not gonna pass October, November.
You
If we are in the same kind of way of, I don't know, playing same tactics that I don't understand, playing a false number 9 in a semi-final against the guy that knows the team. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick up surprise. I don't know. I just
But how many? How many do you think the first
he
10
has
games
no.
he
He
has to
has
win everything?
maximum until December. If we are not performing as a team in December, pressure of media, pressure of fans, and pressure of results
Agree.
will get him kicked out. Simple as. But being as we are, and Arsenal being Arsenal, he will be gone by October.
But the
Yeah,
problem
Because
is,
we're
my,
going to believe, and then we're gonna be, confronted with reality. Like, oh no, yeah, definitely, it's not working.
but
no, no,
Alfie, if the board were to sack Arteta and you get a new coach in or a new manager, that new coach is going to want to have a war chest. He's going to want to have some money.
Yeah,
He's going to want to get rid of players, maybe the
uh huh.
players that we've liked. So then you start the circle again, the
Yeah,
same
but is
circle
that
again.
better than sack him in October, having players that he doesn't want, not having any money to invest, and then it's like, okay, I have these players that are not motivated, don't want to win anything, don't know about any, you know, preseason tactics, or, I cannot, I have to start getting results on the spot.
But
Just
but
do it
but but
now.
but then surely get rid of the players who have been failing. Una Emery failed under Freddie Lundberg. Under, of course, he was caretaker manager, but give him the opportunity in this transfer window to get rid of all those players. Those players you're just saying who don't have the motivation, don't want to run, they're only here for the money. Give him an opportunity to get rid of those players and see what he's able to do. And he has actually said that he's got the backing of Stan Kroenke, so
But
he's
he
not
could
going
have
anywhere.
done that though. Like, he could have done that, and what he did is he renewed contracts of people that are useless.
Yeah,
He renew
David Luiz.
David Luiz. He got signed William. He renew a lot of players that were, around Maitland
He tried,
Niles.
he tried to get Mustafi in. He tried Kolasinac to stay as well.
Exactly. So he kept all of those players that are below average, and he was supposed to come and say, "Hey, listen, you have to go. That's it. Go, 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 go. Let's gonna start with this new project." Where is the project? Where are the tactics? Because if you tell me that he got rid of everyone and just put Saka, Smith Rowe, young players that maybe are not gonna get the results, but you see the project growing, I would believe. But you cannot tell me to believe in a project that is signing William and that is renewing David Luiz, Kolasinac, and Mustafi. It's just not real.
I think we are talking with the Monday's newspaper, because when William came, I remember everybody, okay, it makes sense. Oh, it's William, he's the big winner. And now he fell, and now we can say, oh, it's terrible. For me, it was terrible because he was a Chelsea player. I can say it. I don't like Chelsea players. I hate Sesh because Sesh get out Ospina from Arsenal, and that was a big smash for me. Even
He was the
everybody hates.
short.
Yeah, but for me, William was not good enough. But in that moment, everyone says, "Wow, it's a good option." So talking with the Monday newspaper is easy when we are losing, because you have the answer. We are failing. That's it.
Listen, he chose and he had the decision to renew Ceballos. Why would you put all your creative input in a guy that doesn't want to be there? He said it many, many times. Oh no, I
Yeah.
want to stay at Betis. I'm not sure. Zidane is the manager. Basically, he was saying if Zidane was not the manager, I would be playing for Real Madrid.
Yep.
So that's when we have to stop being, mediocre, and we have to say, hey, listen, we want Odegaard, go buy him.
mm,
Simples. Like, give him a contract that is 4 years. But not like, oh, maybe we can get a loan, and with that we start. You cannot build a team from loans. You have to build a team from scratch. Very good. Something that I applaud Arteta is like, promoting Saka, promoting Smith Rowe. But at the same time, this club is too
Sorry,
big
I think
for a
sorry,
19-year-old to carry the team. Sorry.
mm.
sorry. I think that Arteta was forced into a corner with Saka and Emma Smith Rowe, and they were ready, and they took their chance. So, and it's only because I'm trying to think who was injured. There's two players that was injured, and Saka came in, and Alex and I we covered on Easy Talks back in the early part of the season. I said that how could it be that this 18-year-old is showing up half of midfield, and those seasoned professionals, what to do, because as soon as he gets the ball, all he wants to do is go forward.
It's just simple. Just remove Saka from the equation. Where would be in the table right now with no Saka?
Hmm.
Yeah, Sunday League. That's where we were. You know, so that's what it is. It's just like remove the distractions. Bellerin, go. I said it the last season. I'll say it now. He's in his comfort zone. He It's good for him. It's good for us. Like we need to get rid of those players, but we need hungry players. And sadly nowadays, all of the top players play for money. They don't play for the shirt anymore. It's just a different culture. But if you cannot get those type of players, because at the moment we can't, um, just get the young boys. Just do it. Just do it from the scratch, from our reserves. We need motivation and say, hey, listen, do you want to be the next Arsenal striker? Go for it. Support him.
We agree. We agree. If we sacked the Arsenal sacked all that uh, rotten wood, wooden. How is the name in English? The wood,
Deadwood.
the dead wood. If we get sacked all the dead wood, we will be saying that is a good start or is not enough. I got that question because it started 6 months ago. The Deadwood is in the second league of Germany in this moment. Kolasinac and stuff. The Deadwood is in Turkey. So so I would like
Listen,
to know
listen.
if we
Just
get
for you
that
to know,
that
we were not able to get rid of Mustafi for like what 5 6 years. He played one season at Schalke, and Schalke said, "You're rubbish. We're going to terminate your
yeah,
contract." Why is it that we were not able to see that? Why?
Arteta
Why?
saw that.
We never
Because
do
we
our
are not
homework.
ruthless. No, because he renewed his contract.
Mm.
Yes, he
Arteta
didn't see it.
sacked him. Or
He
who did that?
didn't. He is an Arsenal player. He was an Arsenal player. It was only until January that he was off. But
Yeah.
we have to be ruthless, and we are in different times. We're not gonna have another Arsene Wenger as a manager. It's just not gonna happen.
For sure.
Yeah.
But we are trying to do that with Arteta, supporting him regardless, and that's not gonna happen.
Mm. Well, we've been going for 52 minutes and we've still got two topics to go. Oh,
This
dear
topic is
me.
very interesting. This topic is very interesting because I think we need to get out everything of the season,
Yeah.
terrible season. But for me, it's very important is that we clean the team. If Arteta clean the team and everything went bad or goes bad, go bad, by 10 games. For me, it's 10 games. But if Arteta doesn't clean the team, I don't think everything will get better, and I think nothing will help him. So he has to sack all the deadwood, starting for David Luiz, and David Luiz is out of the team. He's a good person, but not a good player for Arsenal. So
Mm.
there are many as him.
Johnson, very quickly, how many players does he need to?
Oof. We make the account and was 18 players.
Oh, wow.
No, that's
18
not
players.
possible.
Yep,
Is it?
yep. I have the list. Go, and I will look for the list. 18 players to get out of the club.
Wow. Ralph, for you, how many players do you think he needs to get rid of realistically?
Well, I thought maybe 8 players, but if Jonathan's got 18, then
Yeah.
then then
Look,
fine.
look, look. El Neni, Shaka, David Luiz, Ceballos, William, Enketia, Kolasinac, Bellerin, Nelson. Uh, what is the name of the Ragnarsson?
Well,
Willock,
He just
uh,
came. That's not gonna happen. Okay.
Willow, Milan Niles, Matt Ryan, Mavropanos in Loan. Chambers maybe in loan or maybe not because he's getting better. I can say maybe he's
See,
not.
that's the mentality that the team has. Chambers, how long has he been on this team? The other
Yes,
day
yes,
he
yes.
was playing, and it's like, is Chambers still a player? The other day, like that happens. The other day, it's like a couple of years ago. It's like, is Jenkinson still in this team? And you're like, oh my god.
We are
Anyway,
15, 15.
uh huh,
Hold 15, 16. Wendosi, uh,
yeah,
the, 17. Torreira. Unfortunately for me,
he's
because
gone.
I have an autograph of him here, but I love him. But 17, and I don't like this, but maybe Lacazette because the contract no more because in this moment we can get some money from him.
It is 18
18,
players.
18 players. 18 players and Chambers is not an option. I just mentioned Chambers because I don't like him too much, but so many people says he is good. But
No,
I
no,
think
he is good. He's good. I mean, he has been playing like because if no, we don't. We definitely need a right back. Let's gonna be
We do.
clear about that. We need another center back. And for me, the biggest thing and the players that I don't see in Arsenal is the attacking midfielders. I
Yeah.
don't see the players creating the options. Um,
But how we say
but
centre
yeah,
back? We've got William Saliba. We've got William Saliba.
maybe. Um,
Yeah.
but we don't know about him yet. I think it's a good option. Yes, definitely for the future. But we have to wait and see.
Wow.
But for example, Mari, he's top, 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 top. Like that Spanish guy, he's been really, really good, and he's very focused. He doesn't make silly mistakes.
Mm.
So again, I don't think it's horrible what we have as a squad. I just think that we need to work on the tactics. I just don't understand how Arsenal plays. Sometimes we in the chat group we see the squad and we go, oh no, it's 4-4-2, and then we go, no, it's 4-3-3, and then we go, no, it's five at the back, no, it's three. We don't even understand what he's trying to say, and before he trying to do,
we
and
had
before it was
only
so easy.
we had only one team that we repeat twice, no more. Once
Imagine.
once
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
entire season.
exactly.
I cannot criticize Arteta because of it, because we have a lot of dead wood. That is my first thing. We have a lot of dead wood. But if he doesn't sack that dead wood, he's part of the problem because he knows it. And I understand him. And he tried to do it in the last 6 months.
It
He got
didn't.
out. He tried it. He got out from Osil, from Mustafi, from Kolasinac, when those he did a lot. But we need that he does more.
But Jonathan, 18 players. That
Yep.
is not realistic.
Yeah, I know. I know. I
Yeah,
know.
no.
So it's not entire Arteta's fault. He has that team, and
Wow.
he got Gabriel. I think so. Partey. I think so.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
are good for
Who,
Arsenal.
Partey? I didn't see
Partey.
him all season.
Yeah. Yeah. Arsenal is bad. All the team is bad. Everything is bad. But you cannot say that Partey is not at our level. It's at our level. Maybe the season was terrible
I
because
just want
the
to ask you
entire team.
one question. One question.
Yeah,
How do you think he feels just seeing Atletico winning the league?
terrible, terrible. But
It was
it's not his
terrible.
fault. It's not his fault. He came to a team that has a lot of bad players. A lot of players playing for the money, playing because it's London, or not playing, enjoying London. So I think we need to clean the team. We need to clean. And you say something very important. Take the young players. Balogun, come on. Smith Rowe. Maybe Miguel Aceves is leaving. His contract
Mm.
expires in 29 days, in 30 days. Miguel Aceves. So says
But the thing is
bye.
that's something that we used to do, and it's funny because we used to play the FA, the well at that time the Carling Cup, and European football with the youngsters. But now, no, we play with the starting 11, and we
Starting
still
11.
struggle. We struggle to we struggle in Bulgaria, we struggle in Hungary, and that should not happen. in
We struggle in London as well.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
So yeah.
let's go into the live chat for the first time and see who have joined us. So we've got like over 60, almost 70 people watching us at any one time. One of my moderators for the evening, Ashley D, says, "Hey up, Gooners." Zane says, "Hello." Colin says, "I'm fired up. I can't wait for this one. The easy talk." Andy says, "Hello, guys. Which team do you think will win the Euros?" No
Belgium,
idea.
Belgium,
Don't care.
Belgium.
Belgium,
Lukaku.
France. Maybe
Belgium. All
France.
right. Okay. Super Latua says, "If you want to stay away from high blood pressure, stay away from Arsenal news. I'm fed up with Arsenal." Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Alfie. All right, Alfie. Yeah, we get the message, mate. I really like Unai Emery, says Arsenal Alex. Gary says, hello, Raz. What about
Okay.
Jonathan and Alfie? What's wrong with you, DW2?
Yeah, it's not just me.
Yeah, sort yourself out. David Chavez says, if Mikel Arteta goes, who is going to replace him? Managers need time. I remember Sir Alex Ferguson at Manchester United, and look what became of him. Managers need time, Alfie.
Yep,
Not in this time. No, not
No?
anymore.
that is the
No, because
reality.
we have a different game now. We have managers stay up to 3 years maximum, and
How? So are you saying that how the Chelsea model is the way to go forward? We've had about 6 managers within the space of what about 5 years?
right. But if you check what Lampard was doing, and with exactly the same players, Tuchel came and has that team playing like they have never in the last 10 years. What would you do though? Like, because he has won the things, and yes, they play in a different way, but Lampard's team and Tuchel's team are completely different, and they are the same players. So yes, it's not ideal, but yeah, you get the full potential of a manager and then just change it because that's the modern game. We cannot wait for the next Ferguson because it's just not gonna happen. Especially because we didn't stay with Emery. If that was the model that we wanted, we say, okay, let's gonna stick with Emery. Let's gonna continue. Let's see. Let's gonna give him another chance because it wasn't horribly wrong. We went to the final, but now I don't
We are,
know
we are not
why.
even in conference. You're on mute. You're on mute, Alfie.
Sorry. I was just saying that we have the double standards. We have two Spanish managers, one that
Exactly.
has won, the Europa League 4 times,
Yeah.
and we didn't give him the chance. Why are we gonna give him to, you know, Pep's shadow?
No, I think we have to give him until December. As you say, I think at that moment that is the reality. That is what we have to do. That's it.
But you know that when you say that, deep inside, you're thinking that the same thing is gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a I'm a crazy lover of Arsenal, and I think everything
Exactly,
will
and
get
that's when
better.
we go back. It's like I hope she doesn't cheat on me this time, but like and that,
but
that,
Jonathan,
that
it's still
that is
the same
because
game.
no, Alex. That is because Alfie and me has a discussion the last week about my poetics. My poetics is this: when you get a girlfriend in the university and is the best woman in the university and everybody is crazy with her but she's with you and you love her, you support her, you are with her, then you get married with her, and then the years came and maybe she is not the beautiest girl of your friends and maybe another friends got better wives. You still have to support her. You still have to say her, hey, go to the gym. Hey, let's
Really?
go to do exercise. Hey, let's go to buy some beautiful things. So that was my point. But Alfie got half a better point.
What that's his reality. What I said is like when you fall in love with this girl, that she was like nice and loyal and very good looking, and years after she's cheating on you in front of your face, and then you still believe that she's gonna be that loyal girl again. It's just
Yeah,
not gonna happen. She's
it's good.
cheating on you in front of your eyes.
It's a good
Simple.
metaphor. It's a
But
good metaphor.
Very quickly, Jonathan, you said 10 games. He's got 10 games to improve
Okay.
things, or
This is very funny. I think in the 10 first game of the season, we will see what Alfie says. If maybe in December or October we are nothing, or we are going to the right point, because the 10 first game of the season is what will say what Arteta have done. Those 10 games are between the moment of the window close. So I think we in the fourth game the window is closing, right? So
Mhm,
for
mhm.
that moment in the 10 game, we will know if Arteta get rid of the deadwood and take some good players. So for me, 10 games is like the thermometer
Right.
for to
Oh my goodness,
that is.
Jonathan, you're ruthless. Anyway, even Alex on the panel, bring it. Gary says hello, Alex. That's better. Hello, Alex, Jonathan, Alfie, and Raz. That's better,
Yeah,
my friend. Very classy as always, Ralph. Nice one, Ralph.
No,
Nice
thank
one.
you very much, Colin.
That's because you and I was levels beyond what we currently have, Alfie.
I'm not agree.
Did you want to say something, Alfie? No?
No, we didn't see it. We just didn't get it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. It makes no logical sense as to why Arteta is still here. He's the luckiest manager ever.
Is the Jenkinson as manager?
See? Now that's a good comment. He's
No,
just
Jen,
underrated.
no, no,
Nobody
no.
knows him,
Jenkinson,
and
I,
he's
I love
still
you.
there.
If you are listening to me, I love you. You are the good fan, the better. You are my dream. I would like to be like you. Play for Arsenal, being a fan.
Emery also had a much worse squad. Did he have a worse squad?
The
Um,
same.
Probably what he means is with Villarreal at this moment. So,
Mm.
or maybe no, I don't know.
Ah,
Um,
I think it's the same. Arsenal,
yeah,
Arteta
it was
team.
pretty much the same. I would
Yeah.
say there is
Yeah.
nothing different.
Valentin Gonzalez
Hey,
is from Colombia.
Valentin.
And oops. Mike says low sound level.
Oh, sorry.
What? What? What?
Maybe we are screaming a
No,
lot.
yeah, I think it's the opposite. Yeah.
Guna Matter says, "Hey Gunas, hope you're all well." Jonathan, nice
Hey,
one. That craziness, Jonathan.
I don't know what I say. Maybe the point that I always say that with the crow, the players, some players play better. Maybe that, but that is true. Try to play football in a field empty, and try to play football with 40,000 people watching you.
Yeah,
That could do better or worse. It depends on the player.
yeah, but Jonathan, I don't know if I'm paying my striker £400,000, a week. I'm expecting him to turn up.
I'm just talking about reality.
But I'm just saying. Mr. Bongo. So Patrick says, even gents, I don't buy into Orba suffering because he needs to play in front of
Look,
fans. Surely playing in front of a crowd lifts every player's game, including the opposition.
Mm. That's a
yeah,
fair
look,
point.
look, Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is the proof of that. Is the good proof of that.
Mr. Bongo says there was no pressure at the end. No
No.
pressure at the end? Have I
Yeah,
missed
No.
it's,
something?
it's psychological, the matter. Yeah, was no pressure at the end, so it's psychological. It's
Right.
mentality.
Yeah. That's why we won it. It's a mentality
Ah,
thing in
look,
this team.
look, that point.
Zane says, well, Petr was a good player.
Yeah, only saved
Next,
one penalty.
next.
Nah,
Yeah, exactly.
let me say no. I don't like Peter Sage. Sorry, he's a good guy, but I don't like him.
Yeah,
Mm.
but again, something that I have to say about that is like, okay, good. He came to Arsenal. He was good. He was mature, etc., etc. But then you go and have a job at Chelsea. It's like, what's the point of having a player like that? It's just-
Exactly
Mm,
He need to
exactly
stay in
that.
London. He need
yeah.
to stay in London. That's it. 2 years, 3 years.
Sorry, I didn't read that one, did I? Mike says, Steve, over 30 plus years at the club as a player and coach, nothing.
I
Yeah,
think it's
no,
regarding the buy that
yeah, yeah,
David Luiz
exactly.
Mm.
received. Yes,
Yeah.
it's true. Terrible.
Raz, Alfie, and Jonathan, how are you guys doing? I think everyone's
So,
fine, actually. Good matters. We're just having a laugh over here. The board, the owner, the coach are not supporting the club values nor the promise made when we left Highbury. Yeah, Highbury.
indeed.
Let me tell you some theory that we have in Colombia. The Emirates Stadium was built under no over a cemetery as a home cemetery or something like that. That is the only theory that we have because the Emirates Stadium have terrible numbers. Terrible numbers is something very difficult. It's like a maldition, a curse.
I think there are positive numbers on Stan's bank account.
There's a question from Guna Matters. Question: who are the players you think should or able to make us take us to the next level?
Um, you know what? Well, it's too early to talk about this, and I said I wasn't gonna do this. But go get Madison, go get Tillemans, go get those young players that are hungry for success. That say maybe I am in a team that is good, but I can do better, and that's it. Just young guys that are used to the Premier League that say I want the next step. But the only way that you can get those players is just putting the money in, and we are not very good at doing that type of businesses, though.
There's some talk about Granit Xhaka being linked to being sold to Roma, and
I'll
the value
drive
may.
him myself. He's done. Oh, like listen, guys, just for you to know, I'm keeping this secret because he hasn't come yet. But I think this year I'm going to Belgium. I would take a plane to England and I would drive into Roma myself. He's another Jenkins, and he's been on that team way too long. He's just not good enough. He throws the shirt around, and for me, that's the biggest disrespect ever. Um, he shouldn't be in a national shirt. He's bang on average, and I don't know,
Okay.
like gone.
So well, I didn't finish, but what I was going to say is he's valued at £21.5 million. Is
Just
that
give me £2 and I'll send him.
No, it is. I think we can get some £5 million more because there are many teams interesting. So if we have good negotiations, but we don't have, we can get £5 million more. I think. I think.
Okay.
We
Uh,
would, if we pay the other team 5 million to get him, we still would be a bad deal for them.
As you know, for the CS, he's in the team of the season for the
yeah,
CIES.
yeah,
He's on
yeah,
the team of the season, so
yeah.
it's crazy. I know, but
Oh my
5 million
goodness.
pounds more.
All right, just a few more before we wrap up this easy talk. Uh, Arteta met the Deadwood there, but then it's his job to get rid of the Deadwood.
Yeah,
He
it's
doesn't
like
get away with the
hello.
fact that he met them there. He needs to get rid of them. That's
Yeah,
what we've been trying to say. He's here. We know who the Deadwood are. He needs to get rid of them in the summer transfer window. Uh, Colin says, so Jonathan, this is his team. Arteta will never get anything out of any players he brings in. He is not good enough, and you've lowered your standards. Jonathan, you've lowered your standards.
No, but I am not a board or director. I cannot take decisions. That is different. I am a supporter, so my only job is to support. That's it.
The toxic
even
alpha.
if she's cheating in front of you.
Even of that, love is love. It's love. That's it.
But love is give and take. If no, it's toxic.
You
And
know,
that's
it's
it.
my toxic girlfriend. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
I
Let's
think
gonna try to fix the relationship, please.
no, 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 because for me is love. I'm giving love. Maybe they are giving punch to me. And next time I will have a.
Yeah, that's called masochism.
Jasmine Jeffer says not enough shots at goal for from the midfield. Yeah, we need some more
Mm.
midfielders scoring
Yeah,
goals.
definitely.
Can't
Just
rely on Elneny to score the goals.
yeah, of course. And funny enough, like he had a good season. Like obviously
Yeah,
he was 5 million, yes, and
yeah.
Shaka was 30. They played the same position, and I don't see a big difference between those two players. And we he was not on the cards, but he came back, and it was good enough, I think, as a backup player, of course.
Yeah, well said. Rahman says you can't win anything with Deadwood players. Even you get Pep into Arsenal. See what Emery with Villarreal cost. The players are better. Arnie's in the house. There's Arsenal standards, double standards, corruption and money bias based on the business ethics of the crinkles, the cronkies.
Crankies.
See who else. Who else? Take Bellerin for free. No, we need to get something for him. We can't just give away our players. I mean,
Yeah.
we valued at I think £30 million. No, we've got to get something. Can't give away the
Yeah.
players. Can't give
That,
away the players.
that would be good. That will be good. 30 million?
Yeah.
Listen, if we sell 18 players, get 100 million, and go for Grealish, I'm fine.
Me too.
just get
Mm,
just get
and
one
Bissouma.
player.
And
Just get
Bissouma.
one.
Grealish and
Bissau,
Bissouma. And that's it. For
Bissau is,
Grealish and
but
Bissouma for
anyway,
18
just
players.
I don't know.
That's
Just get 18 players and get I don't know. Yeah,
I just
some young boy that wants to play.
I
Just
just
get.
have a question for you. You know something about Miguel Acés? He's renewing. No, he's leaving the team,
I,
right?
I I haven't heard anything in regards to Miguel Aziz.
I think he's leaving. He calls hit her, and when you are doing a change, it's normal that you change also your physical aspect. So I think he's leaving Arsenal.
I hope not.
That's
I hope
that's bad because he was good for the middle in this moment.
not.
That is what we need in this moment.
Well, listen, guys, we've come to an end on this easy
Oh,
talk. Fun and laughter, man. I mean, that hour and almost 20 minutes went very
Almost
very quick.
20.
Wow.
Alfie, I was scared, Alfie. I was scared, Alfie.
No, I let it out. I
and
let it out.
you were
Now
right.
I can, yes, go back to my, I don't know, disconnection. I hope, but it's again, it's toxic. I'm gonna go back to check headlines. I'm gonna
Yep,
go back to see who's gonna be linked.
and I will send you information for sure.
Yeah, and I honestly, I actually I made a 4-point protocol that is forget about Arsenal, get rid of everyone, see what we can get, hope for the best.
That's good.
Mm.
That's good.
Goodness.
But
That's good.
Dear.
I know I'm not gonna follow that, so I'm gonna be on top of that. Hopefully, we can get just a right back, center back, in attacking midfielder. I will be okay with that.
Okay. Jonathan said actually, would you get rid of any of the strikers, Orba or Laka, or would you keep both of them, Alfie?
It's difficult to say because what happened is we cannot replace them. I don't see what top striker would like to come to Arsenal in this moment.
Mm,
So for the moment, keep them. But if you, for example, sell something like Lacazette to get a really good attacking midfielder, I would leave, Aubameyang and Martinelli up front.
And Balogun.
Oh, and
That's
Balogun. But
yeah.
what happened is he started playing Martinelli up front when it was not necessary anymore. And that's when I go back to the tactics. It's like you're playing the young boy that looks hungry when it doesn't matter anymore. And that's when I get into problems with the manager. But if it's to fund a really good player that it can be, a team changer like Alexis was, like Ozil was at that particular point. I don't know what influential, um, you know, players have we got recently? I think Leno was a good addition, like because we were struggling with goalkeepers for a long time. If he's a player like that, that you can say, hey, this guy can start, with the right foot. Yeah, for sure. You have to make the sacrifice. But for the moment, no.
Well, all right. So we'll come to an end. Ralph, you okay? You're looking a little bit shell shocked there, Ralph. You all
No,
Sorry about that.
no. It's
Sorry.
really good hearing the points from Alfie and Jonathan. It gives a different kind of perspective on the way that the club has been run. We all know that there's something rotten at the top. We have to, this season, this time, the season's over, but this time now, before the new season starts, it's up to every fan now to say, right, okay, we've had enough. So we have to try and start stepping up our intentions. Not buying the new kit. I know that there's going to be some die-hard fans who would want to go because obviously we've been in this pandemic and everything else. It's a pleasure to actually be able to be outside and socialize, and you want to support your team. But at this moment in time, the team is transitioning. The people at the top, they are the sheer arrogance of saying how they don't feel that they need the money. Well, then you're not doing anything by the people. We are really responsible for this, and we need to make sure that we tell them that we don't want them anymore. As much as we don't, there's some players that we don't want. They will go, but depend on the strength of the manager and the team around that. It's the owners. The owners, we have to start applying really good pressure on the owners because we know what the history is like with what they did with LA Rams, and they got us out of Highbury on a promise, and that promise was based on a lie. And here we are now, and everything that started way back then, this is the fallout. So now what we've got to do now is start applying proper pressure. So it's good to have you guys on board, and I just hope that whoever watches this will start galvanizing and supporting the fans to start getting the pressure in the right place.
Jonathan, the last question to you, Jonathan. Sorry, Alfie. Jonathan, people have been telling me that even if we don't, if we stop buying the merchandise, it will not make a blind bit of difference. Do you tend to agree with that?
No. Yes, it will do. It will make a difference. There are three options for the Cronkies in this moment: to stay in the same level, to be a Wolves, Southampton, and any billionaire or any multimillionaire wants to have the lowest team. They have ego, so I don't think they want. That is not the idea, but it could be. That option is not good for us. The second one is to sell the team, and the idea to sell the team in this moment is because they lost 3 million in the last year, 3 million with the team. If they do the same in this season, they will lose 200 or 3 million more. So that the team will be getting lower. So I don't think it's a good idea for them. So they have to sell in this moment. Start the selling. But how we can do to help to support to do that, to push that: stop buying stuff, stop going, stop make our presence in the stadium or in the networks of in the media, because that is the only way that we can tell them, hey, or you sell, or there is the option one. And it's very difficult that it happens, but the option one is to invest. So yes, we can stop, and I am stopping to buy merchandise until I see some inversion, because I don't think they will sell. I don't think Arsenal is a good team, and a good team for the ego, because it's in London, and so I will stop to buy merchandising until I see we buy some players, we invest in some players, and that for sure are numbers that you will see. Or in Colombia, we are selling less shares. It's a little bit, but in Colombia, we lost 20-50% of shares. In UK, 15%. and that's it in all the world. So it's a good, but we need more. We need more. We need hashtags. We need go to the stadium and to protest. We need a lot of things together, and that is
I think
one part.
I think the problem with that is that the money is not on shirts anymore. The money is
No,
on
no, no,
TV
no.
rights.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, and that's like the big share.
Yes.
That's why, just selling the football games to China. That's where the money really is. And that yellow shirt is nice though.
Yeah, everybody's saying that. It's like a Colombian shirt.
And because what happened is like we can use it for both. Like we can use it for Colombia, we can use it for
Yeah,
us.
but I'm not buying it until I see money. Money. Put money in the table and I will buy my shirt.
And no, to be honest, I want to just add something very quick. A shirt at the moment is £65. When you change that to Colombian money, it's a lot. It's
A
like
lot
half, like a quarter of a monthly salary of a
more.
person. Um, so we make a big effort to buy a shirt, and I know that a lot of people in England make the effort to buy, the the membership, and it's just too much money. It's just too much money to see the team losing in the way that they're losing and playing in the way that they are playing.
Yep.
So yes, we have to protest. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it still makes our voice heard, and that is the idea at the end of the day.
Yeah. Ralph, do you like the shirt? Do you like the new yellow?
Next question.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good for Colombians. It's good. We say the Colombian shirt. Colombia.
I like
Well,
the new Colombian top.
what you might have to do, you might have to like turn it inside out if you want to use it for Colombia.
Yeah.
The Arsenal press and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, we're finished on this easy talk again. Like an hour and 25 minutes has gone very, very, very quick indeed. Um, Jonathan, thank you for coming back as always. It's always good to have you. Colombia Ghana representation on Canon 4 TV. Say hello to your family, your wife, and your daughter as well.
Thank you.
Alfie, cheeky chappy, brilliant stuff.
Thank you.
As always. Think of me, I was a little bit scared. A little bit scared.
I will send you some information, Alfie. Some rumors.
The toxic girlfriend. Ralph,
Yeah.
as always, man. As always. But Ralph, you'll be back with me for the Sunday catch up to do.
Yeah, Sunday catch up. Our thing now. Sunday catch up, definitely.
Brilliant, brilliant. So that's it. There you have it. I do apologize to everyone. Well, not everyone, but almost everyone in the live chat. It seems like the more we go forward with the Easy Talk, it's more difficult to actually read all the live comments in the live chat. That's surely a good thing. It means we've got more people, more viewers. Wonderful stuff there. So I will be back tomorrow morning giving you some more live news, 11 a.m. UK time over here. But from my panelists, wonderful stuff. Lots of yeah. I was a little bit scared, Alfie. I was a little bit scared. Thinking, oh my goodness, Alfie.
No, I just got out of it. That's it. No more. I'm gonna reset at the end of the season. At the beginning of the season. Just Control Alt Supreme.
Okay, good.
That's great.
So we out of here. We out here. And again, I'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. some more live news. But for my panel list, my guests, and from the East Talk for this particular Friday, take care. Have a good evening, and shall